Now that Ben Simmons is out with a Jones fracture and the timetable for his return is nobody has any goddamn idea. His agent doesn't want him to play. The fans want to see him in December. That's unlikely. But I guess somewhere between January and end of February is a fair-ish timetable. I'm doing my best for you guys. The Jones fracture is a weird one. It's a scary one. It causes problems. However, with Simmons out, the Rookie of the Year voting and odds have all been flipped on their head because Ben Simmons was the outright favorite to win Rookie of the Year because he was the #1 overall pick, and that makes sense. He also was going to have a high usage percentage with the 76ers. He was going to see the most time on the floor, most likely from a lot of the rookie candidates this year. I'm with Andre Snellings once again. There is 5 frontrunners, according to CBS Sports, for NBA Rookie of the Year with Ben Simmons sidelined. I don't know why we slipped. I think we might have slipped over this one too. Maybe not yourself, but I know I did. Joel Embiid's a rookie. I mean, Joel Embiid, it's like the Danny Almonte of rookies. They also mentioned Buddy Hield, Brandon Ingram. I don't think those guys are great picks, but Kris Dunn, I think, is a fantastic pick. I've actually said that even with Ben Simmons in there. And guys like Jamal Murray might get a lot of playing time. I just believe it's going to be between, with Simmons out, Embiid, Ingram, and Dunn seem like the core 3 to duke it out.
I can see that. So it's interesting. I made my list before we came on here, and I actually didn't look at that list that you named. So it's funny. I picked the same 5 names, just in a different order. I do think Joel Embiid is a wild card. He was the one that, if he was healthy, was supposed to be the best overall talent.
Absolutely.
A couple years ago. And, we've seen him in the preseason. He's knocking down threes. He's doing windmill between the leg dunks and warm-ups. So, he's certainly an intriguing name up there at the top. I actually am pretty high on Jamal Murray in this race, just because I think he could lead all rookies in scoring this year, especially with Simmons sideline.
Right.
He's a professional scorer. We saw it in Vegas.
Right.
So far, he's showing it in the preseason as well. So, and the Nuggets desperately need somebody that can stretch the floor. So I think he should get enough playing time. I think Dunn is the best player among the rookies right now. Just right now. He might not have had the upside that Simmons or Ingram have, but I think the best player right now is Dunn. I just don't know how much time he gets behind Rubio and Levine.
Yep.
If he gets enough minutes, then yeah, I think he gets into it. Buddy Hield was not impressive at all in Vegas. I was disappointed in what I saw from him in Vegas. But, I mean, he's had some success this preseason. And, again, his team desperately needs him. He should probably have the biggest role, I would think, among the rookies that we listed. And then, Ingram, I just feel like the Lakers this year are more about D'Angelo Russell than about Ingram. I think he'll be good because he's a good player. But I guess if I was saying the favorites, I would go Embiid, probably Dunn and Murray are my 3 that I think are most likely to take it.
Yeah, I think it's funny because we had very similar takeaways from Vegas. We were both very unimpressed with Buddy Hield, but also are fair enough to notice that it's because he needs development, which if you've been paying attention to Buddy Hield at his time with Oklahoma, that was very, very obvious. And I don't think Buddy Hield is going to come out the gate and have a great shooting percentage. He might be able to rack up the points. And I say that because Drew Holiday and Tyreek Evans are out, and Anthony Davis with the injury-prone label, they need scoring badly. It's like their biggest weakness on the team with so many guys being injured. And Alvin Gentry's system, a guy that's easy to root for, at least down in New Orleans, and we hope the best for him. I hope it's not a failed experiment down with those players. You also mentioned Jamal Murray, which, again, we had the same. We were very, very impressed with Jamal Murray in Vegas because he just looked farther along as an NBA-ready guy and bigger than we anticipated. He looks bigger than what he's listed as. So maybe he was just hitting the gym hard from the beginning, which is always good. Now, a lot of it does have to do with playing time because the guys who are on the floor the most are going to have the numbers to prove that they can be Rookie of the Year. Joel Embiid being the wild card, again, with all the experience he has around the NBA locker room and stuff like that, we don't know if that's a point that's going to be helpful, maybe disastrous, who knows with the 76ers. But Brandon Ingram, the problem I have with Brandon Ingram, and I like Brandon Ingram a lot as eventually a good player, is the same Buddy Hield problem. He seems to be on a slower developmental track than other guys like I think Kris Dunn, like you mentioned, than Jamal Murray, than Joel Embiid that could take it. Another one that CBS mentions, which I haven't looked into too much, but I feel like I should throw him out there, is Dario Saric. That's worth mentioning.
Right.
And of course, my favorite guy from Vegas, Skal Labissière, who I had a great time watching. I don't think he's going to do it, but I would love to see him get the minutes.
I just wanted to see you try to attempt his name on the air, so good job.
I kind of go, I give him like I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, so I basically, and I've listened to it, but everyone knows on this platform my pronunciation, like no one should ever take offense to the pronunciation. I pronounce everybody's name wrong, and you know what that gives me? Consistency. I'm like a 58% shooter when it comes to pronouncing people's name wrong. And you know what that gets you? A Rookie of the Year vote.
There it is.
All right.
So whichever one of these guys shoots 58%, that's your winner.
That's your winner. All right, so comment below. Ben Simmons out. Were we forgetting about Joel Embiid the whole time? Is it Hield? Is it Ingram, Dunn, Saric? Is it none of the guys we named? Let us know in the comment section. We're going to continue more with our NBA preview. We've done now 5 clips to lead you into the NBA season. We have a 6th coming very shortly. Make sure to check them all out.